Hello, my name is Cardinal Emil Johansson, and I'm a Cardinal of the Ecumenical Order of Christ. And I'd like to bring a piece of news today, because BBC News had come out and said that US life expectancy falls to lowest level since 1996. And of course this is tagged with coronavirus pandemic. And let's read. The COVID-19 pandemic contributed to half the decline in life expectancy between 2020 and 2021. US life expectancy has fallen to the lowest level since 1996, continuing a steep decline largely driven by the COVID-19 pandemic. Government data showed life expectancy at birth now stands at 76, compared to 79 in 2019. That's 76.1. That is the steepest two-year decline in a century. COVID-19 was the main contributing factor, according to US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data. And, is it COVID-19? Is it the virus, or is it the measures against the virus that is the biggest culprit? Who knows? Life expectancy of Native Americans and Alaska Natives fell by 2 years. According to the provisional data, life expectancy fell by 2.7 years between 2019 and 2021. The statistics show that COVID-19 accounted for 50% of the decline between 2020 and 2021. Between 2019 and 2020, the pandemic contributed to 74% of the decline. Unintentional injuries, a term which also includes drug overdoses, reached record highs in 2021 and contributed to 15.9% of the decline. Deaths from heart disease, chronic liver disease, cirrhosis, and suicides were also significant contributors. So yeah, everything is getting worse. In the United States, but in the whole Western world, really. Diseases and suicides, overdoses, you name it. Things are going in a pretty bad direction. And part of it is, of course, because they want depopulation. And here they have included a chart of some of the life expectancies around the world. And East Asia is usually in the top when it comes to these things. Hong Kong, Japan, and Singapore. Switzerland, Germany, and there are a lot of countries between the lowest peak here and the highest peak. But this is just to show some examples, I guess. The fall in US life expectancy was particularly pronounced among Native Americans and Alaska Natives. Since 2019, life expectancy among this demographic has dropped by 6.6 years, more than twice that of the wider US population. The CDC statistics also highlight stark differences in life expectancy between men and women. For men, life expectancy fell about a year to 73.2 in 2021, while women's life expectancy fell by 10 months to 79.1. And I don't think this is really surprising at all. Men always had lower life expectancy. They worked the more dangerous jobs, higher suicide rates. They more common victims of violent crime. They live more dangerous lives in general. Say that they're a bit more affected than women in this current climate we are living in right now, I'd say. A separate set of 2020 data released. Let's see here. Yeah, that's where it was. A separate set of 2020 data released last week also shows significant geographical differences across the country. Life expectancy in Hawaii is the highest at 80.7 compared to 71.9 years in Mississippi. And worth noting is perhaps that Hawaii is ethnically quite close to like Polynesians, people like that, and not as much as the majority population of Mississippi might be white. It's something to consider. Life expectancy in the US is among the lowest of developed nations around the world. In the UK, for example, life expectancy stood at around 79 for men and 82.9 for women in 2020 after it fell for the first time in 40 years. So yeah, it's been on the decline in many countries. According to the latest available statistics from the World Bank, Hong Kong and Japan are the world's highest life expectancies at around 85, followed by Singapore at 84. Life expectancy in countries including Switzerland, Austria, and Norway hovers at around 83. Yeah. So, here you have it. If you need another reason for getting out of the United States, which is Babylon in the Book of Revelations, here you have it. One more to add to the pile. So, remember to love God and love each other. Remember that Christ RayEl is here. And, take care, everyone.